This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
I Boadu TV, Mamu nyina kwaba. Na Kyei ene Sadek omo akọ TV XYZ so. Ni nyina afa se asrafo, police for any security agencies no. Ombenya akade ahodo da ye dwuma. Ivan say o du soldier for no wa. Bema company ya. Chese omo ni hwe. Omo ni hwe nkanye bia ne se discipline na se 50 years na need na mkotoye. Ene mienu 50-50 na ekwe 100. Achu. Sanfa years na abedi wa Ghana na sanka ho. Ene se akohwe huyo. Eti ose abroni beyenti. Ekwie. Penyafo no nso politics na mudiye no man say.
You know, it's a shocking me kaka. You know, in fact, miti say muntaka. So I called your friend is saying constituency, your friend is saying secretary Marwan, Washanti region. That's Asawasi constituency secretary. And maybe so I don't catch him say Debbie. Only MP Ekasa SCCR. But everything was okay.
Okay.
So now when a dilemma now costs as I said, but because people also know say so we have information and all that. But edu baby information maybe soon say ebi. You need to confirm, recheck before you can put it out there. So about there they say yeah sure for 8 and young ministers masa it was a blow because I didn't see that say you can say ministers are move through such a medium, such an accident, you know, and see that. So a idea a hiti personally a hiti me you know, especially when it comes to my friend, my good brother Mutala Muhammad. Very beautiful. So when it comes to advising you with regards to your life, advising you with regards to your politics, advising you with regards to whatever more progressing, and the main focus anytime you talk to him, no ufa bibi efim.
Okay.
You know, so in fact, Dr. Mani Bwama, fine gentleman, someone who is a potential someone in the party, in NDC, in the future. Former Minister of State, Mr. Lemuna, Honorable Lemuna, who also happens to be, I think, the farm manager of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And easy, we share pilot now. No, the CB obi and you know, and the trauma that thing comes with say bunny family now and easy bra owo bia dey you but owo bi e bunny there it hits you you know, so easy.
Merasenti Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman da yetene kamamen ko Ivan Kyei innocent. Ivan
Nicholas
me yentiwe kuyada yanti asem papa my Black Wednesday into.
Yes. Because me ko use Black Wednesday and because I mean Dark Wednesday.
Dark Wednesday, yo.
Black enya the bonnet.
Okay.
I think say it was tragic. And I'm not sure say any of us here can find any appropriate words. Yeah, the best describe it what happened. Because for me sitting here, I don't believe say Omane Boama Mutala I don't believe, like I said, Obi can't story be a chill, and you just want to, because it's something that is very, very, very difficult to accept. This is the reality, but unfortunately, it is the senior, and I should be able to make kind of say, yes, and your heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family. Obia, some of them, and you have personal attachment with 4 of the persons who are involved in this particular accident, and I think that is very tragic. You can say nipo obia bewu, but sometimes kwanya befa so abewu no, and ya asem. Nico say ote helicopter na elusu control because they city and no a somersault to wiem. So matisa man for a bisasa na parachute wa hen na deben sometimes I think in some no ba unya to wase na tiase helicopter ya dey out na the first thing you do is all seat belt. And this are dey nya lusu control na somersault to wiem anya to say plane na betimi nanti wo ma me kwa kofa ade na say for no such a near man of Cravenu no cry no in Nihoma and a cocobo for my Anna. So her jet fuel one of the most combustible, the most inflammable fuels I was as way so. And Sinano me making reference, I will call the World Trade Center and Crofono hijack plane the Cobo World Trade Center. One of the planes, you know, now when say a failure with jet fuel, I will because when say I very explosive. And one of the jets from Kwaji, you know, now you load jet fuel room. And I'm hijack here, the boom. So in a plane in a course of that particular fire, sir, and I'm fuel now, and the man exploding, the kind of devastating impact in your sana. I did win your carbon as an impact in the swamp. The likelihood say Jatuma, a day, because jet fuel now can power the distance, the combustion, you know, I'm thing. And so images and then as if for circulate here is very bad. And we me back Ghana for this attitude of I want to be the first person to break the news. But we should know that the very people involved are individuals and they have families.
Yes.
And whenever we are circulating some of these things, we have to be very circumspect in showing some of these things. You understand? For instance, now I was worried about Nipa body. I asked Gubotoma Yade call, but the explanation is yes. Explanation is not the bodies were so hot. Say or fan body bag into they needed to transport those. The explanation, but
ventilation
exactly. Yes, but I think those or more those pictures. You know, it's quite unfortunate. We need to educate ourselves now and stop it. Some of these things because Nico Obakaya similar thing happened in the US. Kobe Bryant,
yes,
only so similar helicopter way. Yes, police for no call scene, no could capture pictures no more post here. Near SC settlement over $28 million. That is how Sanyama way I'm for taking it serious. Because some of these things, you know, scar about hunting forever. Just imagine like somebody like Omana Boama, Nema Meti TV, so and the last image Obenya, yes, I near my way and the bias is about do you see how painful it is? Utu and no Kayobana, this is what comes to mind. So I think that yeah, prayer now no lumba we ubehana social media man forces a microphone, the quote kurasi ni penny say an interview and also try yes. Nipa na or not the baby I would about an adjourn say the opportunity to be on TV. This lumba in the beginning come more yakofa confusion with the family because of some of these. I think
even we crown confession se Kwesikama village ho
exactly. Yes.
And when na be bloggers in be akoko krum.
Yes.
And
people have started weaving conspiracy theories obi anene de enka se obi antumi nka ba asem no wo kan make sure so when so dia wo kan. And you say we also dealing with family or more alusu somebody and people are very significant. Abuaje for instance was a personal friend. I've been to his house. Your friend is saying Obuase Abuaje. And I remember
Samuel Abuaje.
Yes, I remember Olusu elections now back and forth. And I was on phone with him for almost 1 hour and over. And this is somebody.
Yes,
he has been coming to me as well. So that relationship is there, so you can understand. And yes, and the Honorable Mutala is somebody I've been admiring from afar. I like the way and analysis, very frank, like Asemno. And over the years, whenever I'm doing analysis, I make reference to in some what can say or in the back can say he doesn't believe say honorable mo different parliamentarians no mo deserve because on one here na ni for name bi o mo ye no ha or he doesn't feel comfortable. This is somebody or cannot be straightforward, and within analysis and as for things that this is really an intelligent person. Honorable Omanebo, this is a very young man, NDC IT from with a medical background, what blended with politics and how now offering me, and I started hearing stories the kind of nipa wa buomo nipa wa establish yomo as a young man in politics, and your friend is saying a man for a day before obewu you see social media video be by a crown or the your friend is saying plastic chair and a nanti Okohu family any surgery and he paid for everything. So that could be his last act of benevolence on social media. And I'm told that is what he has been doing. You understand? And there are a lot of young guys in the NDC who can say I am here because of Omanabuama.
Yes.
What I say. And so these are the kind of impact I'm making on individuals. And then Honorable Samuel Sapong, yes, I also I've encountered him a couple of times. I also very nice person who are the first time I didn't even know say he will notice, but he called me by my name Obachiame kind of way and a whole lot. So I think it's not just the family. You will be and the difficult aspect of it is and your private job you know na do we see mine, and that is very tragic. So I think across the political divide, we need to bury our political differences. Now who said these people, I call them the Great Eight. The big six we need to tag them the Great Eight. Na omo eulogize omo memory. Na manfo who say so cool homo mind na in line of duty so the nation will never forget you because very often we forget about people. I think we need to do something eulogize omo memory because any private job no more yet. Yes, I'm for but in line of duty like this, and these are individuals. I think there's something need to be done. Sabi ebe sha man for that kind of ahoden. Ni ayire ye ho na obi som ne man ye we ni yem ne nakomam ayesa ne ma we. And unfortunately I listened to some terrible, despicable comment from people who should know better, like Kofi Apalu on one of the channels who in somehow I think that this is not the time for such a responsible, reckless comment. You understand? Because say fa ho kra na so no say nipa no makam no omufri abusia omu abusia. And this omobusia tisa wo kasa ansem we ya. I'm not sure say sometimes the best say woka wa no tuma ya obi abu nyansani what asem na make and asem bana say wundi hweka you better shut up and just let those who speak to speak and those who mourn because sa ade we ya ye mean say obusia ni na sa ade we ya to a na nya sure say obetimi aka say obu ani aguso ana say kokika nsem a wo ka no. And then I was very happy when the president made an assurance say an investigation will be started. Ade ba kwa kroma yenya ho ade sa na ma we ade we sia yemfa manyame sa yemfa manyame sa na ma no. I'm not sure say nyansa sama say yemfa manyame. Yes, nyame life in dem say belong to nyame, but we all must also do some investigation we are able to what actually happened. Sabaya in going forward, yeah, the better avert similar occurrence. What I say, an accident at this stage is what we can say. But now that the black box has been recovered, according to the Ashanti regional minister, whatever conversation that transpired between the pilot and the control tower, and within, everything will be recorded, and I'm sure we will get a fair idea what exactly happened here, because this particular your friend saying helicopter way has been involved in a lot of near accident situations. You understand? So we have to know whether time and you do for servicing now for there the current state of way. There are a lot of forensic, I think, investigation that has to be conducted. These things are about public, you can't just shelve it and sweep it under the carpet. And I think that transparency must be accommodated. Exactly what happened. Now your man is move on. The situation like this, the best way to give you the family closure. Wama Ghana for closure. And yes, sir. We investigate a man for exactly what happened, and I think say Sasia Yebenya Ahotoso Sabaya a bed banke the kind of conspiracy theories people are just throwing around, because you know my catcher said we are not just makers of news, we are all prosumers. People are producing, making and lay content. People are selling content for money, and as for people who just try to create their own news, and some of these false narrative in one way it will become the established narrative. Family no crime feel uncomfortable because metisana honorable man one of the uncles interview, and they see any I say adeba kuma asena chese a kind of ya pa any accident na sino na nye wu no mo na mom sa akoko botton na ya carry wa mu woman na ye video a amanfo de nam no
na obi kon
ho Obisuna Odeko, and just imagine say of a pandioma, and that is the memory you have. And it's very terrible, you understand? So I think that my proposal is that going forward, parliamentarians will need to propose a legislation. I bet dealing with some of the Nico car betting your bow. I'm a nurse. I know say a car bombs is here at the moment, and somebody can do CPR, basic things to revive you. About your one was in the photo, when she had camera a video.
And there are some background now of road accident.
Yes.
Then the pan inside of so called Bonnie Pan, we trying to face.
Yes, or the social media because I mean I'm posting when something could have been done to save. So I think that some of these things, some of these sensitive images and as a phenomenon, we need to weave a legislation that bar man for especially Obiu any accident. Those sensitive graphics, Yan Shamra ban people from posting. And now say some of these social media platforms, we can engage them, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. We can engage them, say within this territory, some of these explicit photos, we should not allow them. I think Facebook and other platforms have those policies. The quiet, you show a blue higher that catastrophe catcher or say sensitive graphic. And I think some of these things going on platforms, what's happening as a forum. Mama Nankasabaya was a man for best send the video. We are fond of doing those things. So I think that we need to do proper legislation. I am banning a man from doing some of these things. And within the media space, and a man for us when it comes to some of these experiences as a new I'm blogging kakresi kabi obenyantino whole lot of dirty news na you true without being sensitive said nipa no every family member nipa there. And I think that it's really bad. But as a young man, I think that we should be inspired by what these people lived for. That is very, very important. My man helping and inspiring a lot of young people where he got to. He has been able to honorable Mutala where he's coming from, and he's one of the selfless individuals I've seen. This is somebody very passionate about Ghana. He has been an anti-corruption crusader for a very long time. I listened to a video. No, I care. The young MPs. So we are Mansika ala bebu attain. You see how passionate he is, and also no ye debate and then as for Abuaji has been a very fine gentleman, and then Metisen will be honorable Samuel Sapon and Samuel Kumase. Abuaji crowd no see so last born. Oh, yes. Last one. Now I think that the heartbreaking way I met say the pilot.
But couldn't 2 months ago.
No, pilot, this year, losing the sister.
Oh, okay.
And I was here losing the brother. So he's the third. That is the story going around if it is true. Okay. So you can imagine, and the mother is alive. You can imagine the pain that person is going through. This same 2025 way. So my mother Lusu and mommy and son. So we will share the images like this. You should be very careful and you should be guided. Family no aka ha your man ya nete but be social media no so cops be. So when you're weaving your conspiracy theories and then as for now, be very careful and be very mindful. It's not about getting the clicks on social media. It is about the sensitivity of how this and how painful it is. I did way heartbreaking and heart-wrenching experience. And I was at the Jubilee House and I may follow this kind of your friend is a memorial service and so President Mahama Baye, you could see this is a man who is visibly shattered. Broken inside because you see Niamani Sisi first one about yourself guilt, especially when the person is going to represent you. A question about Musa Mekaso Munkonkwaya Den. What I say. So you could see the president is highly devastated. The vice president, honorable FNC Julius. Everybody was sharing tears and then so because this is something that you can't analyze it, you can't explain. There are just you can't do anything that make sense out of some of these things. The air was filled, was heavy with grief, pain, and sorrow. and it will be a briefy be, and the atmosphere at the Jubilee House yesterday was that of your friends saying sorrow, then as a fall. So I think say, as a nation we must all come together and celebrate this great 8. Now you make sure say what they lived for, their legacy will be in our memory, will be on the consciousness of Ghanaian people for a very long time. Now young Kyei say we 9 day wonder we are forgetting I think say we need to do something to build their legacy for
that's papa wonderful submission if you Ivan Kyei innocent wo mamen ko Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman Sadiq yentio
Nicholas I didn't see it there. To be honest with you, it's very devastating. We know, say, Xavier Canon, and I say, Ivan Canon, or will be a you, but the beer sent be fed you, no, and then I will say, I touch Ghanaians. But I just can't picture, say, now, per what is going on, you see now, it was so being called, and then the corner and Kyei, and especially Mutala, and I see you, bra Mutala call. You see, Uncle Nimanka say this is what is going to happen, Uncle. So, we imagine, say, almost a room, hundreds of feet. Now, you see, they were off the radar.
Yeah.
They knew maybe or more. That anxiety, that pain. At that time, no mutina helicopter. No, what is going on? It didn't cause war. Omu team. Who say who no? The thinking. You see, it's not sure. Hey, brah, and easy. It is. So I understand His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the way he was shattered. We know his closeness with almost all of them. He's very close with them. Now Abani say, "Wasmao, this is wasmao we Kyei adi with mommy on my behalf." Now dear Meteno, now you see, you've lost your soul. And easy, my brother. And easy. So. I know, say the family is going through a lot. And let me buttress the point of Ivan. I say a flight never tore hormone, and I say helicopter never tore hormone. What we should have done, and I think we know. Let me use this medium to congratulate the people of Sikama. They did well. They were bold. They were brave. Just in case there's a survivor.
Yes, from town
2 hours.
2
hours journey.
A forest in
a 2 hours journey.
A mountain.
You see, a 2 hours journey.
And easy.
And so it should tell you, say, but they got there trying to almost say, they can save her. It's a bravery, but when it comes to destiny, let's sensitize the minds of Ghanaians. Say, it becomes a crime scene.
According to a Sena, my witness in a quarter, or just say a back room who
say a that was, I think that was when they were struggling because say fog go horse and you say say aeroplane now. The airplane will have to go through the fog. No, I brighter.
Yes,
but when we say helicopter now, sir. So I think that was when they were struggling. They were struggling. Emma. What happened, and then so a so
serious.
You know when it crashes. So I'm not sure say, but us going back to what I was trying to say, say we say see it becomes a crime scene. Forensic, I was a boom. So what I say, the cause of what happened, and then you see yes, we all know say there was a blast. But at least they'll gather some information that will help us in the future too. So in as much as we are congratulating them, say we are there, they've done so well, but next time let's try as much as possible now. Yema police from Braho, no more cordon hormone now just in case of anything now. Bet me some information just to support us. Aside that with regards to the flight, This is a particular flight, other countries somewhat to that particular flight. I don't want to make mention of that flight.
The company,
yes, it's a particular one. No. So maybe say young government, and bueno, but it's a Ashanti gold there also, and your government there.
So
it's in custody of the military,
but
by a gold company, be there. So I've forgotten the name. I've forgotten the name, but it's a and it's in the custody of the military. So I believe, say, military in some there. When it comes to maintenance, they do it very well. Ghana military is one of the most experienced military in Africa. So I just say, so we don't know what's happened. All those conspiracy theories just to try to put the military in bad name or the government or whatever. No, this is not the time. That is why we need a forensic audit to make sure, say, what caused the accident. It could be say, a nature, because that is what caused it. But let's be mindful. Say helicopters to and I say just in case of accident, and a car will be motor will be young train now those responsible everybody so that they'll gather any information there. Apart from that, so Nicholas, we have very, very wicked men in this country. Very wicked people in this country. We share social media. People are trying to equalize. Say, I see I'm an MPP for. I say, I see I'm an MPP.
But I don't say, and the crowd, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Koi. What's my main policy?
Yeah, so that
acting Chief Justice Aka.
And American say, we have very wicked men in this country. I'm say, politics. I'm going politics. Because I belong to A. Say, Sima Bia. Minisa Abadayano, Emma B. And that is not it. Look, before politics, we are Ghanaians. So as I say, before politics, we live in our homes together. Before politics, we have friends who belong to the other side. It's just by choice, say, we were MPP, we were NDC, and our CPP, and our other party. And see, let's guide ourselves. Look, the African tradition is one of harmony. The African tradition is one of solidarity. The African is one of obia, BBC ofia, meet me aba, sleep there, make sure say, we with my support. But Sisiano, we have young boys they just want traction. Because of traction, or per se Facebook, you can say he's the first auditor, it's very wrong. First image I delete here was the one if I can't who I wash it. So just and it's very gory. Very gory, Nicholas. And bloggers, you say you guys want to eat, you guys want to get information, and this time information sells. But the fact of the matter is here, there are certain things. So one year, you'll be blamed for. Sure, imagine say, Papa, I could see you school. Now, President Asumano. Now I see, no, don't worry. Maybe I'm telling you, I pick you school. Now I bet you see Papa. That trauma. And some
me ya kran say benim say mosomote ya. Me say Dr. Mani Boama kran. Na nipa wo me tie atwen because to catch them say onche. Nti omo no no appointment of show omo one. Or say by one, it's not one. All kind of panel. I
heard the same thing. I heard the same thing.
Mutala so I heard when they cheer more train. Because I catch on so kwaba. Tell helicopter and I train on more. No sign no mamba.
See, who's there? Mama catch you. Who's there? Enter human beings and we have to be very careful in whatever we do. Now people are quoting Murtala Mohammed. People are quoting the benevolence of his side of benevolence, and the side of Umanuba his benevolence, and Sapon and all. Whatever you do today, Ochina, Kofabeka Hansen. We are Papa Kofabeka.
Sanity.
We are Boni and Kofabeka.
Sanity.
Now I know wherever they are smiling down because of the good works are there. So to be honest with you, they died as heroes. In the line of duty, and I believe, say, the state will forever remember the aged people. Apart from that, also, Nicholas, what's the name of this political party? Man now can't answer.
LPG.
Maybe I name TSC or
LPG gas
or Pacho.
One can say,
you see, you don't speak like this.
Some call Akre and Yamu.
So when you're positioner, that position, either you succeed, there was a position as one succeed, you become a statesman. We will be our contest for presidency now. This is such a loose talk.
I can say it.
So sometimes we be let's come together as Ghanaians. Yes, we have the politics as an aspect of it, where we like to score political points. Second, political points, the NDC has more points to score than the NPP. So I said, than the NPP. But this is a time at DNC, let's shelve politics and make sure. Look at the Sierra Leone president in diplomacy, a friend of morning diplomacy. So I say, morning diplomacy. At least we feel the crew. Abba Ghana. Friend is saying, eulogize with your friend, our president, and tell him, say, oh, I feel your pain, my brother. As Africa, as Sierra Leoneans, we feel the pains of Ghanaians. So if an outsider ever back home just to come and solidarize with us, how much more? So say BBC na ye kasa. Let's be very careful. Look, Omonebo enye so special than someone who died on a bicycle in the area. So what you say? But the difference between Ono and Omonebo are two things. One, or ye jumama krono. Two, yeah, or ye jumama ama krono. Two, so no, the way people, it's shocking. It's unexpected. Anna Mutala Mohammed, Anna Alhaji Limuna, Sapon, and Abuaji and Co. All these people are coming from homes. They're coming from families. And social media doesn't die. It is there thousands of years. So what you say? You let me say, and then no Enra. And you maybe the honor who said, I got a text, but I don't know if I got it, Ivan. There's this company I can say, so what receive you at DSC now? Delete it. I don't know that you received it from a company.
Their app, so is
no, it's just a text message that came. SMS.
Yes, MOCDT.
Correct. I don't know where it's coming from though. But whoever is behind this,
okay.
And I don't know if there is a way to delete this thing automatically from our gadgets, because look, it has a long-lasting effect on the children. You see, so if a patch, I didn't see it, and I also want to commend Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. At least what you say, or a statesman. He's called for us not to politicize it. I think he should tell his people also, because they are politicizing this issue. Because I didn't see where they bet me see mobia. Bet me see mobia.
Serious.
Bet me see mobia. Look at the way Nkofo Esu yesterday. Who's your chief of staff? My boss. Look at how some also.
She first lady,
she national chairman. Obia, you can see everyone was worried. So everyone was worried. So Bani say, see, but then let's try to make sure say we put a human factor. Me can't see so forensic no I was South Africa no.
I focus.
I am not happy. I personally, my opinion, I'm not happy. Because I believe we have a lot of forensic professionals.
I between in
Ghana.
Police, hospital, doctor, no.
And I make sure.
They're sure about even in the.
It is.
And yeah, they better.
And I make
now what to be so Mabaland.
No. Almost say 12 hours.
12 hours. Okay. Test no.
Almost say 12, but within 12 hours. No.
Okay.
On Benya
12 around where 5 p.m. on 4-5 p.m.
On DNA no. I think
was on the way in a koi. Jata flight and
yes, it's not as if Ghana in the capacity to do some of these things, but also when it comes to medical facilities, for South Africa is one of the most advanced countries. Let me come in.
I am not. Look, the capacity of Ghana. When Ghana was Ghana, when was South Africa?
Oh yes.
Me use medium with the appeal. I know for a fact that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will make sure he resolves this issue before the Bebeso. Because putting UGMC, I believe, say, on the second term, we could have all these facilities in there. So much as here. So with the DNA test, we look. The Forensic Association of Ghana only issue statement. I don't know that you got it as a media station. They were not happy. And let me tell you something. Do you know what this thing creates? If Anka Yetuye Mayehu Anka or Chinebi says Siwo African country they will come to Ghana. They will come to Ghana. Now DSTV. Is it not from South Africa?
Yes. Right.
Are we not fighting with them now? Why don't we also have a company like that? I'm a patriot. Anything that will favor Ghana, I will support it. I don't want to justify say a missa in India. We should be able to do it. And they are claiming say they can do it. And trial and error. They are saying they have done it. They even referred say Takradi. And she a septic tank.
Yes.
They say almost say they brought it together and make sure say when way. They use that at the court of law. So I say so they have done it before. Maybe we are mourning.
Okay.
We don't want to go deep into it. Yeah. And I believe say there is a special reason in South Africa because Muslims they feel say and all those things. But and lastly,
okay.
Senior sister microphone she kutukunu
a hard training.
A
hard training.
Look, they could have done better. They could have done better. Okay. But I believe say sometimes in the panic, they try to
say at that time name say time that's what button na Saxon available so me say I'm some of the bass and the share bag now so
well whatever it is it will remain in the minds of their family for a very long time.
I'm so honorable Sam George to communicate by saying how high say
okay we should rectify that.
Okay,
we should rectify that.
Okay, yeah. Maminda Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman Mindana Mamin Sambro so Ivan Nkomoya Twaso.
Yes, I think still there is pain in the air. There is grief also, and I think it's good a larger section of Ghanaians identify themselves with what is happening morning with the state. But the president has officially declared 3 days of mourning to celebrate these individuals, and I think it's in line with how tragic they way sometimes some of these deaths, their money say it's possible helicopter and crabby team be boho abra wunya na wona mabu na dade bia to nan so na obi en ho betimi apagya na ade na catch fire, so animu no na wo she you can't do anything about it. So this is the magnitude of pain these individuals got exposed to. So we are Ghana ni na wo ka ho asema you should be my obi be ka say no mo nkwan na bia to mo da bi enyo mo nkwan na bia to mo, but I think say aba no we cannot also brush it aside say yanka ho asem.
Okay,
so I think that it's one of the way I inform the kind of nema koso, and I think that as a state this is the time said na yesi kind of politics na sephobia no ya de beto nchan na also at that side am for raise a whole lot of questions regarding your friend saying the state of the plane and as a forum. I think it's a proper investigation their course will distill and bring clarity to some of these things. And I also believe it is an opportunity for us. I am found with truly the military. Now you're making sure any single sophisticated equipment be available. Because crashing AC, the next thing I may expect is at the very moment the military issue statement say play Naira, the next flight should be there. Searching for
a searching flight.
What I say. So but you can't sit in a cry issue statement. Something needed to be done to do a follow up. What I say no,
the follow up. Yeah, the follow up was done. But
no, the follow up was done, but it was.
I understand.
Communication and
these are areas that
communication. 9:30. Having them there mid morning. No, be friend.
Yeah.
So this is like so easy. But on June this year, also on June this year, you say my but man, you can't Nicholas 12:30 corn one when them say I feel never man,
so I think communication is very, very important. So what kind of you're also adding solution. Oh, this is what has happened. This is what is being done. What I say, communication is very, very, it must always be effective and very absolute. So who say something is being done, you understand? And I think said the Mexicano Sabaya did put you away with all these conspiracy theories and rap who said Joy for a year interviewer. Some of the village nearby and a man for alcohol spare parts in Obidi Konifie. I think that the military met some of the people and they confiscated these items. These are near any forensic investigation. A man for assassin Konifie. Mine and now your interview they should bring it because they would need it. But they can assembly we need to control this particular place, making sure you see understand. So some of this the agency then as for no
farm part
and some of these people but you can't blame them. Some are doing it out of ignorance. What I mean, so when I say that here. So I think it is an opportunity for us to read through the military. Like I said, always we've been complaining about. I was shocked the first day I walked to Bema Campa Matidi. I was shocked because then I was expecting to see a golden city. But the very moment I got there, I was shocked. And I think we need to help the military. Now you're making sure we read through them.
Especially to be liberation.
Young guys no more band baby I think every resources be a state in the because these are young men or more dedicated or more life they will serve their country. You can die any point in time. But the best we can do for them is to make sure we provide proper accommodation in I can't do because jetty available available. I'm not sure I feel I'm for because I said that or more I say whole lot of yes, and American because the unavailability give you credence, creating room for people to be doing all these things. So I think we need to focus. And at the money I said, do you know the last address Dr. Manabo Makwaya no Parliament, he was hitting on this same thing. And I've seen the video circulating. Or can say some of the jets we use in the military, some in terms of they are not in good conditions. Even this
one doesn't belong to the military. It's just about custody.
Whether it belongs to them or not, once you are using it, for military purposes, the maintenance should be there. And some of these things you may even go beyond the military. And I make us say, you see, it's about a country and your resources because military they don't finance themselves. It is the state that you take home and $58 million to put for mana. $58 million
it's more than that.
And he assigned the category 7 or 39. Then they decide to keep military no here and your man for more. now this can be doing I think some of these things here near my near can and then with the DNA yes, the DNA can be done here, but in medical settings very often we do what we call confirmatory test. What I say, so some of the facilities here can do, but for further we because I listen to your friend saying the health minister no because a confirmatory set because I quite your friend saying hospital now you test like HIV and as for we do first one oral quick, second one as for we do further test to confirm. Sometimes come back and let's redo it and confirm, you understand? And the speed and the urgency in South Africa, no, you cannot compare it to Ghana. And the situation, for instance, say Muslims and Muslims are not people who to make people or more way or more. So with that speed and that urgency, you need services like this. So you know that since Ghana into me, but it's the urgency and the fact that.
But I'm just forensic in Ghana hankas into me.
No, DNA test, but I'm telling you, sir. The urgency and the weight you hear you know some of the one of the biggest your friend is a laboratory where Ghana here was I'm not doing advert for them Lancet you know be free everyone there but some of the tests of Bojija Kasa 2 weeks they take it to South Africa you understand so sometimes when you are very yourself to some of these things yeah you understand and I think that the larger part of the whole conversation here has to do with the point here maybe I can't want some say you see. So we in the Padasani, it doesn't matter where you get to in life. The very moment I'll be tono, Obia Major and Nico or BMW, Nico Usidai way, nobody cares about dining with Japanese Sika or go bank account. It is about the way we impact it on a month for and when I make come on about Monday. People are not talking about a dime or people are not talking about cars anyway. People are talking about impact I want make it on others. And for me, so what you see, now we're a politician. This should be, and I've always been talking about this. Let us focus on building people, elevate people, so that. And who Buanipa may expect is a me Buana Buame, no. Boadu to a certain level, or also impact others, and then this thing it continues. You understand? Let us begin to elevate people, build the individuals. And these are people who come and celebrate you, elogize you, and talk about what you have done. Now, what's the second in our quest? Oh, Mato at 940, Mato we and 940. The poorest person in Accra and Odidi, and that Odidi. The best we can do as a society is to impact. That be a catcher man for say, yet there be a analysis where stand the question, you know, number Bray about Kwame Nkrumah, no Kwame Nkrumah, not Mabo Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah wasn't a billionaire. I can't have been dying OCC. But this guy is so fabulously rich. He said, live in the memory, the conscience of every single Ghanaian. And this is the wealth. We are politicians and we are opribi. Sabaya, what people can never forget about you because of the impact I've been making. And I think these are lessons that we need to learn going forward. Politics, governance, whatever space you find yourself, you prioritize impacting, helping, elevating people. Because my culture says leadership, the central theme is humanity, and leadership in your idea, leadership for me is an act. You look at the prevailing circumstances, social, economic, political, religious, everything, social phenomena, everything. Now one navigate it through. So for instance, problem about you with solution. Problem about you offer your first a solution and as for a man for a war mobile or you're very good, but there is an opportunity be anyhow. How do you find these individuals and elevate themselves their potential and your media more mono? You can also potentiate some of this and elevate them and can impact and help this country. These are some of the things I think the politicians should prioritize. It's not about when I will go account to my we can't feed anybody. And there was the last time I went to one of the universities and I was interacting with students and maybe someone said, when I the richest person in Ghana in the history of this country, we saw Dakon farms, we saw Mrs. Walker Dakon, one for farm and so will be crankaino. What I say? So Sikana Wano, Obi will be China. Now to Ghana, Benes can watch Elon Musk and Abunyan watch and Bill Gates. So the best thing you can do is the impact you make on others, the little that you can, wherever space you find yourself, make it a priority, build people, help people, elevate people. Now, Sanya Mano and a idea obey me. I can say yes, men so the meeting here any contribution here and let's say who Nicholas say if we have been through her even if you don't talk about it you to also go and help others and that particular thing will grow. And I think that these things I see and I'm inspired by good things I'm for comfort on my and mutala and few others and Makachiro Abuaji, I know him personally. He's very kind. Yes, Samuel Abuaji, very kind. And I think that let us be inspired by this. Very often politics na ya na greed in the door so person and life sometimes we must begin to understand life. Me say life is very simple. Just imagine say position ya chiche nipa e bia ba ku bia nya bia we nipa won to ho ase but now you didn't know say through that we kwa kwaji so life, the dynamics and the complexities of it is so things it goes beyond human understanding. So sometimes you're taking life slow. Now you're say whatever space we find us, me say you don't need to be a president to be able to make impact. You don't need to be a minister. The little space you find yourself, you can do the little that you can. Say be able to grow minor. Now let us begin to love one another. Now now greediness for us we are dying. So I think these are some of the inspirations that we need to draw from some of these things and inspire. So you see about your country, you bet me with that love, I think that we can. But very often the Ghanaian dream, has never been in focus. Individual pursuing selfish parochial interest, greed in a way, it's not nice. So I think that these are some of the things that we need to do. So let me take the opportunity once again to wish the family your heartfelt condolences, because these are young men, individuals in their friends 50s, 40s. 40. These are young people.
None of them is above 50. I think they are all.
I think 51. I think Omane
is it 49? Because I heard from
what about
Chairman? Alaji is more than 50.
I think
he's 57 today.
Yes, Alaji is 57 today.
Yeah, but I'm saying that a larger part of them, your friends saying your friends, the pilots, Abuaje, Honorable,
apart from
Alaji, these are young individuals, so I think we need to tag them, the great eight, celebrate their memory, not just because they are special, but because what they've done represent, will send a message. About culture young Ghanaian say, so also maya. Na say enam so na wo pa or mine will reward you. I think this is something that we need to do. And here also extending your heartfelt condolences to the president, because I understand the grief. For instance, obi kwako jina weni makwakwa ya ade what I say, and it's sad, and I understand the Honorable Mutakasu, because according to report he was supposed to be part of it, and then Honorable Forcing called him, said they have a meeting, so he has to
make it to cry. Say Dr. Sapon so
so you see the complexity and dynamics. Life, life, is so complex. Let's take it easy. Sometimes you can't understand it fully. Now you live, in our own terms, in a very simple fashion. And I think that will help all of us.
Sadiq,
Nicholas. But be a manyame. The NDC, now I'm speaking as a party person. The NDC we've lost great men within the party. Senator Kyei initially, Dr. Monibuama, it was a potential president sometime to come. Mutala Muhammad, and also the same thing, because these are young guys, are very articulate, very strategic. When it comes to ideas, look at election day, or say, if I say,
body counts.
Look at the strategy. Look, the man is a strategist. Shadi Okoye easy electoral commission, the term IPAC meeting, the analysis, he punched holes. This is someone, he's a very fantastic gentleman. So at Yazir, losing him is very painful. You cry, friends, comrades. Look at the pain we are going through. How much more the family, the mother. You see on and that is the eye of the family. So I say, I don't know. There was a time NDC can sell a heroes fund. When you die in line of party,
yes,
generally, I don't know that it's still existing, but yes, they should be honored. As a party, we should honor them, and I believe, say, as Ghana, so they should be honored. This is my brother, you know. Mahama, your friend is saying the one who died at Galamsey yesterday. Major Mahama. Look at what has we are the statue Ediato. 100 years to come. We be trying maybe say one you capture a story behind Major Mahama's death. So something should be done for as to kind of like encourage you. Oh yeah, Juma Ghana. You know, say at least just in case anything happens, you will be rewarded. Apart from that, also, young roads are a common for. I believe this is a time our government should consider all those things.
Accra Kumasi Road there.
Try to mitigate it. Young to make say, young accident cry, but at least you mitigate the number of accidents are happening. Just 2 or 3 weeks ago, 16
Savior Church.
I heard say the youngest amongst them was 5 years. Conference. All these things, let's try as much as possible. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kassim already expressway from Accra to I'm happy because say expressway say 3 corners, say 3 bar, not 4 corners, say 4 bar. It will mitigate all these things. Now, families in Israel, Yako, and easy as a breadwinner. A lot of people apart from your family, there are people, family, friends who depend on you. I believe say they have classmates, they have friends. In fact, a bit one sending series to look for job opportunities for them.
Shanko full school,
paying school fees for people. And see, easy. This is something and also I say Kenya, so the same thing happened in Kenya. Some nurses 3 or 4 now, and so it's easy. It's not easy. I think say His Excellency is going through a lot. So as here, the president is going through a lot. He's going to forever live with Minamismo, and I will see it forever. He's going to live with that, and we know how open for. You understand me? How he loved people around him. One day say Ebia or Dani na say Ebia money ni ho na say mutala ni ho. I say Lumuna ni ho. That's memory no. Ebe affecting no. Say we pray say Yami manu sa kukudo no. Now you should go through this phase. It's part of the phases in life. He go through it, and Ghana, I think we need to eulogize our friend is saying our heroes. We need to make sure say things that must be done to stop certain things, certain accidents. Let's just do it now. Try as much as possible. If we can even rename that area, something with regards to Nkrofono, just to now. I don't know. The government should do something. Now, at least so many years to come, we will know, say, such people, yes, they die serving Madagana. Apart from that, Galamsey I consider way. All those things I call all these things I can Galamsey. I can say Galamsey in Konswanka. This thing may not have happened. It may not have happened. I think they were going to do corporate mining. I'm calling it corporate mining.
I say community mining.
Cooperative mining. Cooperative mining.
Okay. Cooperative, yes.
Yeah, cooperative mining.
Community mining.
Yeah, cooperative mining.
Cooperative mining.
So, easy. It's and then as I call mutala fie. Challenge easy. The testimonies. Yeah, every Ghanaian know how humble the man is, how affable he is. There's this video I constantly share. I can say as a leader, say the Omaisika Emao, not so dear. Or swear he saw or saying Yami, but you will account for it. Once it's coming from him, and also I can say, oh no, on fa a man sika into any school fees. Such as this should tell you the kind of human being he is. I heard someone saying, he believes, he's a saint when it comes to politics. That nothing can be, no negative thing can be attributed to him. Say, why I see, or the Nisashi. So all these things, Uncle Kyei, now they are gone. But let's make sure, you bet, can we? I don't know, because a chrono crowd it is almost somewhere 1 week or so. A chrono, somewhere 1 week.
Why?
Maybe a helicopter no toy, I'm somewhere 1 week. And some traditions.
I didn't see.
Said they are going to do it and all that. So if something can be done around that area, just to remind Ghanaians, such a thing as so and so, I think it will really help.
With this whole thing, we must concentrate on fighting galamsey, and I think the state must be very radical in its approach in dealing with this thing, because before elections, one of the topics we are leading the conversation in the devastating impact of galamsey. How I won't crowd mutibo home will be a neighbor queen honey way, because of the chemicals and toxic materials are very often among for you to do some of these things. You see, nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is but the mentality, the Ghanaian and our attitude is the same. The greed pursuit, is the same thing. I think ya kasa ye tena we say obi hot or tin baby now say MPP ko yam so ya buy na banti aduru ye so. And these things are a motivation for a lot of people to go ahead and do some of these things. Yes, so I think in as much as I appreciate the fact that the state is trying to do something, but I think that it's not enough. We need to be very radical, because and I'm sad we so sad nipa ku ya kunyo muwo and galam say gidi I mean just san komo ko boasa kwa program bia. You understand? So I think in honoring their memory, the best thing we can do is to crack down on these illegal miners. Now you making sure sa niema we be and the beka and I'm so my bind share no holding. Am I deal away with galamsey? Yeah, say a man for Besha Banyachi, yes, ya buy na ba do so that kind of crocodile the John way na man for she because now I'm here videos be a rant any police for Timenia Kukudua, yes, change fire. Yes, or two police photo in a police for so two movie in the name of galamsey, because almost a police for no ban or more money. I don't like it's absolute nonsense, you understand? So I think okay. We need to find a way to go away with some of these things. And the program, I think, with the legendary KKD. Or he's watching the program. Okay. And Baby will be a big boss.
Senior Ivan Kyei, galamsey, I know, sir, the government is doing everything possible to fight it. And in fighting galamsey, you just cannot fight it like that. But maybe I will palm for free forest. That's why the government is trying to do all this cooperative mining. Now for the young, the youth should go into it. Okay. So the government is resolving it, and definitely His Excellency Kyei during the election time, and I know definitely he's going to do it.
Okay.